Hey, Natasha here. In this video, we are going to discuss, this is going to be a crash course into what alignment really means 101. So when I had my private practice, I was working in a space of hustle and grind. I was implementing all these strategies and running myself ragged, and I couldn't understand why I wasn't gaining more success, more clients, despite all the work I was doing. And it wasn't that I wasn't doing a great job. I was doing an amazing job. I was working my butt off. But at the point, hindsight now being 2020, it wasn't that I wasn't doing all the things because I was. It was because I was misaligned. So I want you to ask yourself, am I aligned to my business? Does my business align with how I want to live my life? Am I doing the work that I'm doing? Is it what's inspiring me? I want you to ask yourself and kind of just like think on this as we talk, because this might start to make a little more sense. So I'm going to attempt to draw. My writing is one thing, but my drawing is a completely other thing. But I'm going to draw a stick figure for you as we talk about this. So this is me. Oh my gosh. Bear with me here. That's not half bad. Actually, it doesn't have to be anybody, but we'll just say, for simple anatomy's sake, we are going to talk about these two really important pieces, which is your heart. I don't know if you can see that. Maybe I need to color that in. We'll say your heart. I told you my drawing is not super fantastic, but okay. Your heart and your brain, your mind, okay? I'll use them interchangeably right now. But so when we talk about alignment, and this is how I like to talk about it and how it made sense to me, is your heart and your brain, they're electrical, right? And so they run on these frequencies, so the strongest frequencies in your body. So when we talk about alignment, we are talking about your heart and your mind. Probably the best thing I've drawn so far, the star. They are in coherence. They are at a match. And a lot of times, like say my story about my private practice journey, my heart and my mind were not aligned. So my mind was, oh my gosh, oh. Actually, I'll use a different color. I'll say PP, was my private practice, was me being a speech language pathologist, was that this is what I do, this is who I help, this is all the things that I do. But my mind was, then my heart was, I want to help people, which I was, but I was feeling, for space purposes, I'll say empty, but I was feeling like there was more to be desired. Like I have been doing what I've been doing for years, and I became really good at it. I wasn't getting the same feedback as far as what was fulfilling to me anymore. So my mind and my heart were not in coherence. The next thing I want to introduce is something that I've used all my colors. Hold on. I didn't think I was going to bust out the green, but I'm going to. So we've got this over here. Hopefully you can see this. It's something that I like acronyms. So, oops, R, B, T. I'm going to run out of space. I need a bigger whiteboard. But I'm using this because I'm a very visual person. And so not only do I learn this way, I feel like this is really helpful to teach. I just wish I would write and draw a little bit better, but just, you get the gist. So the fundamentals are there, okay? So is RBT. Now, this stands for rest, breathe, trust, okay? Now, first of all, if you're here and you're burnt out, you're likely not resting. That just sounds ridiculous. Oh my gosh, I had enough space. Yay. Okay. So we think back. Okay, this is about alignment, right? I got really excited that this all fit. Sorry. So we need to rest. So the point is when we get to a space like I was, not only was I hustling and working and not resting, I was in survival mode for years without even realizing that I was. And so rest seems scary and completely unheard of. But this is how we need to quiet the noise. So we rest and we breathe. So breathing is a lot more about regulating our nervous system and grounding. And so when we're in this constant state of base stress, but in this survival mode, we not only can't rest, but our nervous system is so on edge and so go that we have, and the best way to do this is by breathing. And there's so many different breathing techniques, but for the simplicity of this video, I'm just going to do kind of a high level overview. But if you want to learn more, I invite you to take a look at my 4-week mini course, All Starts With You, which dives into more specific pillars, but has a lot to do with my Align framework. So then we move down to trust. So this is trusting and believing in yourself. Now, going back to my beautiful drawing right here of the mind and the heart, this is where, when we have this misalignment, we can say we trust ourselves and we can tell ourselves that we trust that we know what we're doing. We trust that we can be successful. We can trust and trust and trust. But if our heart doesn't match that, like say you no longer are feeling that reward or that fulfillment in what you are doing, then you are again not in alignment. So you have to be able to, in order to figure this out, you have to be able to regulate yourself and maintain a nice, calm, regulated nervous system. Because what you'll never be able to figure out when you are in survival and in this constant state of fear and stress is you're not going to be able to really pinpoint what the issues are or what it is. To be able to figure out if you are indeed misaligned from either your career or you're just burnt out and you just need to restructure your life, you're not going to be able to figure out and pinpoint what the cause is, what the root cause is, until you can calm yourself down. And you might on the surface be like, I'm calm. I just have a lot going on. I have a lot on my plate. But you would be surprised because I don't look like half the stuff I've been through, and I've been through quite a bit. And a lot of it was well beneath the surface. Like, I had to go deep to figure this out. So you have to regulate yourself. you have to trust yourself, and you have to rest. Yes, you have to take breaks or a break from your environment, from people, from your career, whatever it is, to really be able to dial in what are these missing pieces, or what is the piece that is not aligned, or what is the piece that needs to be improved? What's going on with me? And when you're in the constant state of survival, it's just going to be so hard, and you're not going to get the true answer. You'll get the surface level, kind of what the surface level of your mind tells you it is, and it's likely not what it is. So if you want to learn even more about this, I would invite you to check out my podcast, The Fear Chronicles, which is false evidence appearing real, which dives into this a lot deeper. You can take my 2-minute Are You the Bottleneck quiz. It's fun, it's easy, and to find out who or what is slowing down your progress with your business. So the best part is I curated these playlists for you based on my podcast episodes, designed for whatever result you get from the results on the Are You the Bottleneck quiz. So I highly encourage you to check it out. It's very inspired. So if you stayed till the end, thank you for staying with me here. And I look forward to seeing you on the next one.